Hello, kia ora, I'm Philip Duncan. It is great to have you with us. We are tracking a cooler change in the New Zealand area, or at least some parts of the New Zealand area. We're looking at a developing storm, or at least a possible one, in the Coral Sea towards the end of the month and more likely in the start of March. And hot weather moving across the western side of Australia at the moment. Temperatures up into the 40s now over the next few days ahead. We've got showers along the eastern side, and in New Zealand a weak cold front. You can see how it falls apart as it moves up and towards Cook Strait. And the tropics, not too active. A few thunderstorms though up around Samoa and coming into Tonga. That's going to be a bit of a feature out there just near Rarotonga as well for the next couple of days, but it's not really looking like a major problem. So this is the air pressure map, and you can very clearly see in the bright whites and yellows high pressure. So New Zealand is definitely impacted by a lot of high pressure. That's why we're not seeing much in the way of rain. It is mostly settled around the country, although there are a few showers here and there. And that easterly flow continues off into Australia, and that's why you're seeing plenty of showers, not only just for today, but really the week ahead across the entire eastern seaboard. Temperatures in New Zealand. So the top ones are the daytime and the bottom ones are the nighttime ones. So for Wednesday, look at this, the eastern side all the way up to Waitat Upper is below average temperature wise today, whereas everybody else in the north and the west warmer than average, and the green shading there means that's just the satellite map below. So normal temperatures over in Hawke's Bay. Tomorrow, Thursday, similar story, but that cooler weather moves further up. So Hawke's Bay is several degrees cooler than average for this time of the year. Flip side is Auckland and Waikato will be several degrees warmer than usual, as will the lower South Island. It is certainly feeling like a late summer for the top of the country. And the overnight lows around about normal tonight, but tomorrow night, Thursday night, definitely cooler than average in the lower North Island. Places like Wanganui and Fielding and Palmerston North will definitely be down with temperatures. Now with the rain, not a lot. This is the 5-day rainfall map, and the heaviest rain you see are here in the orange shaded areas, 15 to 20 millimeters, and those around it 5 to 10. So that's really just a sign of showers when that southeasterly flow kicks in the next couple of days, and that front still slowly moving up the South Island. But rainfall totals pretty much dry on that western side. And before we get into the forecast, the heat across Australia is certainly significant. So Wednesday, the area in pink, that's over 40 degrees Celsius, gets up to 43 here in some places. That is a lot of Australia. That is hotter than average, and it stays that way for Friday and Saturday as well. In fact, on Saturday, it expands further, and now we've got that 45, I mean, we sort of have it here, but that area 45 to 50 degrees Celsius. So incredibly hot weather moving along the western side of Aussie. And that's because of this easterly flow pushing all that hot air across and over towards you. But the downside is eastern areas will be cloudier and a bit cooler with rain clouds. So the pale blue and the greens down here towards Sydney, that's not much. Just like over here in New Zealand, the pale blues, 1 to 5, maybe 10 millimeters falling for you across Thursday with that southeasterly flow. And here are those downpours just east of Tonga. As we get in towards the end of the week, it's still pouring with rain around Brisbane and the Gold Coast in particular. Still very hot, dry and sunny for the western areas, and we've got that low pressure zone around Darwin producing a few thunderstorms. Over New Zealand though, high pressure's in control, so mostly dry, but we've still got those eastern showers which might also go up and clip some parts of Northland. As we go into the weekend, the stormy system drags away from the tropical island, so it's pretty dry up there really. But you start to see this area of low pressure on the Coral Sea. This is an area we want to keep an eye on going into March. You'll see why in a couple more maps. But mostly settled this weekend, but there will be that southerly flow coming into the lower South Island. So temperatures do take a drop on Saturday as that next cold front comes through. And by Sunday, that cold front's falling apart over the North Island. More showers through central and eastern areas. I know that's not really what you want to hear in places like Canterbury, but more high pressure coming into the south. So summer weather is certainly going to continue on there, but more showers around the east. There's that low that starts to deepen. Now next week, it gets a bit stormier. So this is one to keep an eye on. Nothing locked in yet. You might find that the high pressure zone in New Zealand pushes back and it never becomes an issue for New Zealand. But the long range modelling does suggest it gets quite stormy here around New Caledonia and then does drift into the New Zealand area. There's a gap between highs, So that's the path of least resistance. It's most likely to go between the two high pressure zones. But remember, the high pressure zones are tracking from the left-hand side of your screen to the right-hand side of your screen. So that area here where the storm could drop down will slowly be moving along like that as well. So there's a few things moving on. There's definitely no storm threat to anybody at the moment though. The weather is actually looking quite settled for the rest of February, but I do wonder where that system will be going once we get to March. That's all from me for today. We'll see you again on Friday with our next update.